What up, mates? It's Omega Dragon, and welcome to my new LP of Dang, it's a really long loading time because I recorded this right when I put the disc in. Kirby's Epic Yarn. Oh wait, I gotta make an instant cut here. I might be spoiling something, so I'm not going to show you guys. I'm not going to show you guys something right off the bat because I'm going to be deleting every save file because how many save files there are in the game, and I've basically completed every one of them, is 3. So I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I just deleted the save files that I completed because I don't want to spoil anything to you guys. So, yet again, welcome to my new LP of Kirby's Epic Yarn. If you guys did not watch the previous video, this is going to be a 10 to 15 minute LP. I'm turning off my censor bar because this doesn't require a censor bar for a really long time. Because funnily enough, there is a part in Kirby's Epic Yarn that requires a censor bar. And my next LP, the next Kirby game that I'm going to do an LP on, that I'm very sure you saw in the last video, if you guys saw it, and I'm sorry for the spoilers if you did, but basically I had to explain the game in full graphic detail, graphic meaning, you know, the scenes and such, like an advertisement. But I am going to do 10 to 15 minutes of an LP, except for the first video, because the first video is the only exception. I am only recording this because the audio is good. It's finally good. And it's been so long since my audio has been so good, so that's why I'm doing an LP of Kirby's Epic Yarn, since it has so many scenes that you would need to hear what will be in the game. Because also, this game is very cool. It's very cool with story, like with the story cutscenes. It's the only game that has it as well. So, I'll see you guys in a moment.
Welcome to Dreamland, a kingdom famous for peace and quiet. It's the perfect little land, if you like that sort of thing. Lately, there have been rumors of a caped sorcerer going around turning people into yarn. That's right, yarn. One day, Kirby saw his favorite food, a bright red tomato, on top of a bush. Down the hatch. But when Kirby tried to eat it, a caped sorcerer appeared. My name is... Hey, what are you doing? Stop that! No, that's my magic metamato. Kirby gulped the metamato right down. Just then, a white sock around the sorcerer's neck began to glow. Then it sucked Kirby up. This grass feels funny, Kirby thought. It feels like pants. And to Kirby's surprise, he saw that his entire body was made out of yarn. Then he saw a yarn monster chasing a blue yarn boy. Somebody help me! Kirby tried to swallow the monster up, but the air went right through his body. Kirby wondered what he should do. Suddenly, Kirby transformed into a car. He drove away with the boy and left the monster behind to eat his dust. Apparently, that strange Metamato gave Kirby the power to seamlessly transform into a car and who knows what else.
Yep. That's basically the main gimmick of the game. Thanks for saving me. What's that? Wait, what's that? You say you're from another world? Wow. Welcome to Patchland. You just stick with me and I'll show you the ropes. This is my castle, so feel free to look around here as much as you want. So, basically, this time I won't be showing you how to play this since the game shows you how to play it anyway. I could tell you some of the controls, but I feel like it will tell you anyway, so I'm not going to tell you guys how to play this game until we reach the beginning of the game. But of course you see that left and right is moving. That's the only thing I'm saying. Left and right on the control pad is you moving, and pressing down is ducking or crouching. And you can also look up, but that's just a feature in the game. So obviously, you get to collect treasure in the game. And if you take any damage whatsoever, I'll show you what happens. But I will say this, itty bitty spoiler, you don't have any health points. So, for one thing, you can jump. And I'll tell you how you turn into a car because I think it tells you. So basically pressing 1, instead of inhaling, it is an attack option. So you press and hold 1 to turn stuff into, well, balls of yarn. But if you just press 1, then instead it will do this. Turn them right into yarn. Some of the yarn balls will be useful later on, so remember this. And the water driplet will respawn because of the fact that it's basically a driplet of water, but it's a monster as well. So beads, which are actually what they're called, they're not gems, they're called beads. In the water, you can actually move around underwater, so Kirby's basically a submarine. And then going up and down on the ladder, of course, that's obvious because you know Super Paper Mario. You can climb up and down ladders. Not the only animation in the game that has ladders in it. Of course, that Speardy had a spear, so if you press and hold 1 on any sharp object, it either turns it into a drill or homing thing, which I'll tell you guys more about later, way later. So apparently they're not saying anything about how I turned into a car. You dash. When you dash in this game, which you press right twice, you turn into a car. Twice fast. And the treasure chest thing that you saw is basically treasure. Collect as many of them as you can. But if you miss any, you have to restart the level. If you don't know where they are, then you can watch my videos. Or someone else's if you don't want to watch mine. In the door, that's basically obvious, you can press up to go into it. And then if you want to get back out, you can press up again. That's just in case you don't know, because there are people who don't know how to enter doors. And then there's pressing and holding 2 in midair, and you can turn into a parachute to land slowly. Remember this thing for later, because when you open that up, there are some that are timed. And then I have a gold medal. That's the best you can get, no platinums. King's Throne. I was actually going to show you guys what happens if you take damage. And I haven't even gotten any of those things. But if you take any damage against anything other than Waddle-Dees, because Waddle-Dees don't even give you any hits, you lose gems. So be sure to be careful. Because when they disappear, you lose your chance to get a gold medal. And of course, if you defeat the enemies, that would help you by a little bit. The very last treasure, every single time, the last treasure is always going to be music. So, if you find the very last treasure chest and don't really care about any percent completion and just want to listen to music, get the very last chest if you ever see it. Or if you think it is, then try it. I always try to aim for the 5 stars. Because if you don't have a silver medal, or you barely have a silver medal, then you need a 5 star in order to get a chance to get the silver or gold. So basically, gold medal is fine. It doesn't really count towards 100% completion, but in multiplayer, it's basically competition of who would get the most gems. Oops.
Thanks for your help, the Blue Yarn Boy said. Not that I needed it. I'm Prince Fluff. Ever since Yin Yarn the Sorcerer ripped Patchland into 7 pieces, you just can't go anywhere without running into these horrible... But Fluff was interrupted when they were attacked by a huge 3-eyed blob of yarn. Ew, gross, stop it! But before the blob could eat Prince Fluff, Kirby transformed and smashed it to smithereens in a most spectacular fashion. Among the little blob bits, there was a shimmering piece of spiraling yarn. That's it. That's the magic yarn, Fluff exclaimed. This was what Prince Fluff had been looking for. Yin Yarn had stolen the magic yarn from Patchland. The yarn weaved its way into the fabric of the kingdom and stitched 2 pieces of Patchland together. What about the other pieces? I've got to find the rest of them. Kirby, always happy to help, decided to help his friend recover the missing pieces. And the two began their journey to stitch Patchland back together.
So that's the main gimmick. If you beat bosses, you get magic yarn in order to travel to another world. And as you can see who looks like the main mayor of the town, which is called Patch. I think it's called Patchland, actually, not called Patch Town, it's called Patchland. This is not available yet, but remember this for later. And Patch Plaza, remember this for later, because this is basically a completionist thing. It has tons of things for you to see, but I'm not going to show you guys all of what is in there, except for what is obvious. This is flicks, which is basically movies, music, which is tunes, medals, which is what kinds of medals you've gotten. Basically, it shows you what medals you've gotten so far. Doesn't matter what the stages are. Stuff that'll be waited for later. And then cast. The cast is enemies. For what you would need to know. For one thing, the only thing we've known of so far are Angies. Or no, we don't even know what Angies are. Angies are angels. They basically, or yeah, they're basically the angels of Kirby's Epic Yarn. If you fall down a cliff, or if you're in multiplayer and want to catch up to your friend, then Angie is there. It's basically like a bubble in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Waddle Dee. Yin Yarn made these imposters. They look just like the real ones, and they're just as clumsy. Dropso. These guys are always by themselves at parties. They're real ceiling drips. And then Spear D, apparently called Spear Waddle Dee in this case. This fake Waddle Dee recklessly twirls around the spear. Look out! It's like a spear guy from Mario. Quality Square is what it's called. And remember these for later as well. Here's the mayor. Let's say hi. Prince Fluff, what an unexpected surprise! Oh, and who might your friend here be? Lord Kirby, you say? He's visiting us from another world, you say? How exciting! My name is Dom Wool. It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance. Lord Kirby is helping you save our beloved Pets Land. Oh, that's just wonderful. I am the manager of Quilty Court. I thought it was Quality Court. Quilty Court here. Please come inside for a moment. I insist. This is one of the places you actually need your sensor bar on. Welcome to your new home. Well, I suppose it's not much to look at just yet. But I would be honored if you do know it. But I would be honored to have one of Prince Fluff's guests stay here. A proper home must be properly furnished. Please accept this as a gift from me. Feel free to furnish your new place in whatever way you desire. We'll discuss the rent later. Go ahead and enjoy the space. If you have any questions, I'll be around. Now, if you excuse me, I think I hear one of my other tenants walking by outside. So, in order to change the layout, you need to point the Wii remote at the screen in order to change the layout. I'm going to show you guys what it's like, but I'm not going to do anything about it yet. So basically, it's telling you guys that to open the menu and choose change layout to redo your room however you want. And you can also point the remote at the television and press A to change the layout. And you can also take photos here as well. After you've done that, it tells you what happened. It tells you stuff about the room editor. Place a pointer on an icon and press A to select it. Select the icon on the bottom right when you're done, which means back. So basically the only furniture items I have are this, which is a chandelier, and the King's Throne. The King's Throne is actually what I wanted to place down for the first bit. Toy box have nothing, objects have nothing. Be careful. A lot of this is spoiler, so I'm sorry for spoiling. So I'm placing down the King's Throne. And I'm doing it here. And you can also copy this and put it somewhere as well. Darn it. You can also change the places of things by pressing A on that thing. I love messing with this. It's basically wanting to be messed with. But I'm not going to do it much. I don't know what this is though. You can also reupholster some furniture, items with fabrics you found. See if you can reupholster an item by selecting it and then selecting the reupholster icon. But you can't do anything with these. It is basically needed for basic items, like this. The normal chair. Showing you guys what it does. It changes the color, but I don't have anything yet. If I put away something, it will be gone, but you can have it back anytime you want to. Of course, I'm not going to do much when it comes to sensor bar usage. But every time I use a sensor bar, I have to turn off the sensor bar because I have that kind of sensor bar. I've had it since I was 14. When the Kirby waits it, he basically jump ropes. Or he also sleeps when you place a bed item on. I love this part. Basically, you both of the characters wave at them. So I'm going to do a stage, and then I'm going to end the video there. 20 Square Fountain Gardens is the first stage we're going to. So basically, it doesn't tell you anything else for how to play, except for when you have a certain ability, which is not a copy ability, it's just a certain ability. So like I said, if you defeat an enemy, you basically get some gems from them. So remember that as you go. That missed. If you bonk into the sleeping bee, it actually wakes it up. Of course, you guys might know that. Flower sofa. There we go. But they do disappear. It is hard to get a gold medal in every stage. But of course, like I said, you don't have to get a silver medal in every stage. Fountains! Or you can call them geysers if you want, but they are fountains too. So those monkeys, remember them for later because they are actually pretty mean way later in the game. And this is the part I was talking about. It's timed. I'm trying my best not to do anything reckless like miss stuff. Just making sure. I don't want to miss anything. Also not trying to miss any kind of jump. Yay! basically a gem farm if you ever need one, but I don't really need it. Zipper, you turn into some sort of weird thing and it goes dang. But it's also where the next treasure is. Oh, that one wasn't timed. I'm about to get a gold medal. Darn it. Is this the last one? No. Fountain. So I'm good. Warp. There's a 2-star. Music. So this is one of the games, actually. I didn't tell you guys this. But this is one of the games that I'm actually thinking of speedrunning. And it will be my first Kirby game I've ever speedrun. Because the very first game I've ever speedrun was Super Paper Mario. I was doing an actual run without recording any streams, but I've never played any Kirby games as a speedrun. So that's why I'm thinking about playing this game as a speedrun, but I might be playing the next LP first as a speedrun. And I'm also playing Super Mario Galaxy 2 for a little while before I ever do that. Oh, something I just realized. If you collect a certain amount of gems, if you get hit, because that number that is showing is basically your streak. If you get hit at all, it resets. And what doesn't matter, it actually does matter. And I think I see a transformation coming. Yep. Very first transformation. A tank. Tell your remote to go to aim up or down and then press 1 to shoot a missile. Then what they don't say is press 2 to launch. Treasure as a transformation is actually pretty hard to find at times. And there are no bosses yet, but there will be. Darn it, I lost my streak. Come on! What the heck? Not that it matters, but geez. Wait, I'm missing a disc. Where is the disc? I missed the disc. I'm gonna end this video here, and off screen I'll figure out where the disc is, and then show you guys where it is. Then show you guys where it is on screen. Oh, I already got it. Thought I didn't get it. I found the butterfly patch. So next time, in Kirby's Epic Yarn, I am going to do the next stage. Place a patch. Press 1 to throw a patch and open a new stage. Doesn't matter how far you are, it knows where it is. And I'll show you guys where it is by yeeting it. Wow! Flower Fields. That's what we're doing next time. And I'll see you guys then. Bye!